Hi friends, welcome all of you to the class of periodontal ligament. First we need to understand what is periodontal ligament, which is the connective tissue located between the cementum and the alveolar bone. So this space is called as the periodontal ligament space, which plays an integral role in maintenance and regeneration of the periodontal tissue. Then we need to understand what is the structure of periodontal ligament, which is divided into cells and the extracellular substances. The cells, which include synthetic cells, resorptive cells, progenitor cells, erome, that is the epithelial rest of molasses, and defense cells. And extracellular substances are the fibers and the ground substances. In fibers, collagen fibers, oxytocin fibers, reticular, secondary and elastic fibers are there. Ground substance, we can see the glycosaminoglycans and glycoproteins such as fibronectin, tensin and laminin. Now we will discuss about the fibroblast. Fibroblast is the architect, builder and caretaker which is a prominent cell in the periodontal ligament. And this is the fibroblast, which oriented with their long axis parallel to the direction of the collagen fibers that aligned along and between the collagen fibers. And this fibroblasts generate an organizational pattern as they have the ability to both synthesize and shape the proteins of the extracellular matrix. And certain fibril form bundles get inserted into the tooth and the bone, which is known as the Sharp's fibers. So once embedded in the wall of alveolus or tooth, these fibers calcify to a certain degree and are associated with an abundance of non-collagenous proteins found in the bone. They are the osteopontin and bone sialoprotein. And what are the functions of the fibroblast? They synthesize collagen and fibrils, and they organize a fibrous network and generate folds for the tooth eruption. And this produces an extracellular matrix of PDL and maintains a normal width of PDL. And this fibroblast also regulate the collagen turnover by phagocytosing the old collagen fibers. Next we will see the cells such as the osteoblast, and these cells covers the periodontal surface of the alveolar bone which lines the socket, and this is cuboidal in shape with prominent round nucleus at the basal end of the cell. And the cells contact one another through desmosomes and tight junctions. Next cell is the cementoblast. These cells line the surface of the cementum, which lines this is the cementum which lines the surface of the cementum, and this is also cuboidal in shape, and all organelles required for protein synthesis and secretion are present. Next is the osteoclast. When we know the term class means resorption. So these osteoclasts, they resorb bone and tend to be large and multinucleated, also small and mononuclear. This multinucleated type, which is formed by fusion of precursor cells similar to the circulating monocytes. This is the osteoclast, and this is a ruffled border. Can you see the ruffled border? This is a part of plasma membrane lying adjacent to bone that is being resorbed as raised in characteristic folds. This is called as a ruffled or striated border. And these are found against the bony surfaces occupying shallow depression. This is known as Howship's lacunae. So this is the osteoclast, and this is the Howship's lacunae. It's a shallow depression. So these cells found against this bony surface occupying the shallow depression. This is known as the Howship's lacunae. This is the ruffled or striated border. This is the blood vessel, osteoclast, alveolar bone, all these. This is the nuclei of the osteoclast. Next is the cementoclast. As cementum doesn't remodel, cementoclasts are not usually found in the ligament. But these cells occur only in certain pathologic condition, especially during resorption of deciduous teeth and when regressive forces are applied on a tooth, like the orthodontic therapy. Then these cementoclasts resemble the osteoclast and are located in depression, same like the osteoclast. Horseships lacunae are there, no? So cementoclast also we can see the Horseships lacunae. And these cells not only resorb cementum, but they can destroy the dentin and the enamel as well. So this is known as the osteoclast, also called as odontoclast. The next is the progenitor cells. So all connective tissues including periodontal ligament contain progenitor cells which has the capacity to undergo mitotic division. So these are the undifferentiated mesenchymal cells that have a perivascular location within 5 micrometer of blood vessels. So these cells, when stimulated appropriately, these cells undergo mitotic division and can differentiate into fibroblast, osteoblast and the cementoblast. Then next is the epithelial cell rest of molasses. These are the remnants of hers, that is the Hertwig's epithelial root sheath. The PDL contains epithelial cells that lie about 25 micrometer from the cementum surface. So these cells persist as networks, strands, islands or tubule-like structures near and parallel to the surface of root. So the main functions are not clear, but these cells involved in the periodontal repair and regeneration. And these cells numerous in apical and cervical area and can be seen more in children, and which diminishes with the age. And these cells may proliferate into cysts and tumors. Then these cells may undergo calcification to become cementicles. This is all about the epithelial rest of molasses. Next we saw the different cells. They are the mast cells, eosinophils and macrophages. Then the other extracellular substances are the fibers. In that we will see the collagen. So what is collagen? The main type of collagen in PDL are the type 1. About more than 70% of PDL can be seen, and which is in type 1 and uniformly distributed in the ligament. And type 2 are there. Type 3, about 20% of collagen fibers in periodontal ligament are type 3, and they are found in the periphery of Sharpie's fibers attachments into alveolar bone. Then 4 and 7, they associated with Roman blood vessels, and 8 associated occurs within the PDL only when ligament is fully functional. So this is the collagen fibers, and this collagen is gathered to form bundles, and within each bundles we can see filaments. So these bundles are known as the principal fibers, and these filaments are known as the collagen fibrils. So we will see the principal fibers of the periodontal ligament. So this is an important area. So you can remember as ATAHIO. This is the short form. So at A is the alveolar crest fiber, transcellular fiber, transeptal fiber, then apical, horizontal, interradicular and oblique fibers. So we will discuss each now. So what is alveolar crest fibers? They extend obliquely from the cementum just beneath the junctional epithelium to the alveolar crest. This is like a oblique lines. So they extend from the cementum just beneath the junctional epithelium to the alveolar crest. Which prevents the extrusion of tooth and resists the lateral movements, and mainly this is associated with orthodontic relapse. And next is the horizontal fibers. They extend at right angles to the long axis of the tooth from the cementum to the alveolar bone. They extend right angles to the long axis of the tooth. And next is the oblique type. They are the largest group. They extend from cementum in a coronal direction obliquely to the bone, like this. Then they bear the vertical masticatory stresses and transform such stresses into tension on the alveolar bone. Next is the apical. So this radiate in a rather irregular manner from the cementum to the bone at the apical region of the socket. This is the apical fibers. This do not occur on incompletely formed roots. We cannot see in the this type of fibers in incompletely formed roots. Next is the interradicular, which fan out from the cementum to the tooth in the furcation areas of the multi-rooted teeth, like this. This is the interradicular periodontal fibers. Next is the transeptal. They extend interproximally over the alveolar bone crest and are embedded in the cementum of the adjacent tooth, and they are reconstructed even after the destruction of alveolar bone due to the periodontal disease. And these transeptal fibers, they considered as belonging to the gingiva because they do not have osseous attachment. Then, although the periodontal ligament does not contain mature elastin, but two immature forms are there. They are the oxytalin fibers and elonin fibers. These oxytalin fibers run parallel to the root surface in vertical direction and bend to attach to the cementum in the cervical third of the root, which regulates the vascular flow. But elonin, they have a particular role, like regulate the vascular flow and tooth support and facilitate fibroblast attachment. So this is the oxytalin fiber. This is the principal oxytalin fibers. Then we will discuss now the functions of the periodontal ligament. So there are five major functions are there, like physical, formative and remodeling, nutritional, hemostatic and sensory. Physical functions are the provision of soft tissue to protect the vessels and nerves from injury by the mechanical forces, and which helps in the attachment of teeth to bone, and they helps in the maintenance of gingival tissue and resistance to the impact of the occlusal forces. Then the formative and remodeling functions, like the conditions like physiologic tooth movement and accommodation of periodontium to occlusal forces, or in the repair of injuries, what will happen is that these cells of periodontal ligament, they participate in formation and resorption of cementum and bone, especially in these conditions. The next is the nutritional. They supplies actually nutrients to cementum, bone and the gingiva, and period contains blood vessels. The next is the hemostatic function. That is the adaptability to rapidly changing applied force and its capacity to maintain its normal width at constant diameter throughout the life. Then next is the sensory function. The periodontal ligament is abundantly supplied with sensory nerve fibers and capable of the repair. And then the periodontal ligament provides most efficient proprioceptive mechanism. So these are all about the periodontal ligament, and some of the questions are there that can be answered. So if you this is the questions, if you want to discuss these questions, you can comment me, I will discuss. If any doubt or anything also, you can comment in the comment section, I will answer you. Thank you.